Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports, and today we have another episode in Bike Profiles, and we're going to talk about my 2014, years are getting on, aren't they? This is 2025, March of 2025. All right, let me give you the headline here. This is a 2014 Ritchey Road Logic, and it has had multiple groups and multiple builds and multiple wheel sets and handlebars and all that stuff. I've been riding my Sally Macaroons, which is the maroon with the pink logos, and I was super excited about that one because my mother passed away from breast cancer, hence the pink water bottles and pink accents on my clothing. But I've been building 2025 Road Logics, and I've been missing the look of the gray and white logos. So I decided to rebuild this bike and then do a couple little fancy little add-ons. What we have is a mixed bag of 9,000 11-speed. The shifters, crankset, front derailleur are 9,000. The rear derailleur is 9,100. And I'll explain that in a minute. Now these are 9,000 shifters. Oh, by the way, let's get one other thing out of the way. I stripped a carbon aero road bike. So these are 9,000 shifters, and the rubber on those brake hoods is just, it's just not very good, and so it doesn't last many years, and unfortunately they are very hard to find. So these are actually 9,100 brake hoods on a 9,000 shifter. It's not a perfect fit. It'll be fine. I don't ride there unless I'm shifting or braking anyway. The majority of the time I ride here, whether my palms are here or my forearms are down here, and of course the drops. So they're fine. If you don't have a death grip on your brake hoods, you'll be fine using the 9,100 on the 9,000 shifters. So if anyone's got a line on original, authentic Shimano 9,000 brake hoods, please drop a comment down below. We've got eeBrakes, because I just like, they just perform incredibly well. They are insanely good. They are expensive. There's no doubt about that. Nearly $800 for a set. But that's okay, because how often do you have to buy brakes? All you'll need to do is buy brake pads for these, and those are $10. I did an unboxing video on these Jagwire Elite cables, and I wanted gray to match the frame gray, but it's a little bit off. It's a little bit shiny. That's okay. I can live with it. Measure 20 times, cut once. They are quite time intensive. There's a Super Logic handlebar underneath this bar tape, and it does have internal routing through here. But the whole purpose of riding a Road Logic is so you don't have internal, hard to reach, hard to replace stuff. So I did not run it through the handlebar. It might seem a little bulky here, but that's okay. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. I would rather be able to replace a housing rather quickly than have to deal with having to route it through. This is a 40 handlebar. It's the same thing I've got on my Breakaway. Now on the Breakaway, it's aluminum for traveling purposes. I don't want it to get crushed in the travel case with, obviously you have your TSA folks that will open your bag. And so you want to safeguard your equipment as much as possible. My shifters, I'm still kind of figuring out, because I've just literally just got on a bike 23 miles ago. They are in a straight orientation. Now, obviously, the new thing is those twisted shifters. I think it looks stupid. I'm sorry. It's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. It's my channel, my video. I just think it looks ridiculous. So I don't turn my shifters in. There's a 110 stem on here because that's what came off the other bike. A 54.5 top tube. I had a really tight position in there, and then I also had aero bars on that bike from time to time. The other headline is that I'm running the WCS Zeta wheel set from Ritchey. Now, these wheels were given to me as a demo. Today's the first ride. It's been raining like day after day after day for the last week, but finally we've got a little bit of sunshine, so we're out today. And they are a 20 spoke front, 24 rear. There's a 2-cross on the drive side, radial on the non-drive side. They feel fine. They feel like a good, sturdy, reliable wheel set. I'm not a big wattage bazooka guy, so I mean, I did a couple of little surges, 500 watt surges, which is, you know, really close to 10 watts per kilo for me, and they felt fine. They feel great. If we follow along here, as I mentioned before, the group set came off of an Aero road bike, carbon. I had to get a different seat post for it, 27.2 for this frame. Super Logic seat post, Super Logic handlebar. The stem is a C260. I like the way it wraps around the handlebar. It's going to be hard to shoot, but there it is. 260 degrees wrapping, and then 100 degree faceplate. SQ Lab for my saddle. I ride a 14. Some folks have asked me about this bag. I love this bag. This is a Ortley bag. My bike is precariously being held by just a tiny bit of that pedal right there. It's just got a little snap clip here. No Velcro, no nothing. And so this, you just, and it's waterproof. You just unfold it, take everything out that you need. The routing on the eeBrakes, it comes out a little bit more than the average, right? Because the average brake will come closer to the frame. But, you know, as long as you cut it properly, you'll be fine. And it comes with all the nice little rubber frame protectors on there. This is a 28 tire mounted onto a 24.4 rim. So you can see tons and tons of clearance on the eeBrakes. The Ritchey wheel set has a 20 millimeter internal if you're trying to figure out what tires you can ride. I had to put a 9100 rear derailleur on here because I do like this extra link. And with a 9100 rear derailleur, I can run, this is only a 30, but I could run a 34 cassette without any other extensions, right? So the group set had a 9000 rear derailleur because I was running a really close ratio cassette on there. It was like 1125, and the max I ever rode on that bike was 1128 with a 5339 chainring. We're going to get to that. But on this bike, since it's all-purpose, all-road type of thing, I want the capacity to run a 34 cassette. And so this cage from the 9000 is longer, and it has this little extra linkage here. The front derailleur is a 9000 because I prefer these front derailleurs to the 9100. These are much easier to dial in. Some folks like to use an inline adjuster for this derailleur. I like just a clean setup, so that's why I do not have any inline adjusters. I like this lever arm better. Maybe it's just psychological, but I prefer it to the 9100 setup. Now to the chainrings. On that aero bike, I was running 5339, either 1125 or 1128 cassette, I really did like the way that bike was set up. I don't have any chain rings for this crank set, so I just said, well, forget it. I'll just put it all the way it is. I'll just slap it onto my Road Logic. It seems, I think, a little out of place, but you know, it feels great. I don't know. I don't feel that it helps me in the dead spots. I'm not here to do any marketing. These are absolute black chain rings. Setup sometimes can be a little difficult, but there we go. That's a 55. My saddle height, for some folks that asked that, with the crank arm down from the end of the spindle up to the top of the saddle, is like 94 centimeters. My reach, I believe, is 70. I can't remember. It just, whatever feels comfortable for me. I don't pay attention to the numbers. I just put the bike together. I change the stem, change the saddle position, get comfortable, and that's all that matters to me. But yeah, so this bike is back on the road, and I'm really, really excited because I just like the way this one looks. It's a very subdued color scheme, just gray with white logos. The new gray has a shiny metal type finish. This bike does not. It's just a standard gray. I am surprised I've had this bike that many years and that many miles. It's, I don't know, 17, 18,000 miles on it. Considering I have, I don't know, 8 or 9 bikes that are all roadworthy, I'm surprised that this bike has that many miles, and I'm also surprised that it's in such good shape. There you go. This is my gray Ritchey back on the road. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got a dog that's getting just excited to get out of the car and go run. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.